Hello, me again, another KTRT review for you. And today I'm going to be doing the final figure from a series that was done by Young Toys called Tobot Athlon. Now this series ran for 3 seasons a couple of years ago. It had the season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 3 was in 2016 because they didn't renew the series last year. So Tobot Athlon, they didn't announce a new season last year, and they haven't announced a season this year and I think the Tobot Athlon has been written off like they did with Biklons. They've just got rid of it. I've not had any news to say whether the Tobot Athlon is going to be continued with. Anyway, needless to say, it was they were short series, about 8 episodes, about 11 minutes each, and it ran for 3 seasons. The first series you had Tobot Alpha, Beta, and Theta with this kid, and he basically went to this racing series, and he was racing against this underhanded competitor who was like a dastardly character, I suppose. He was nobbling the competition so he could become champion, and it was him racing, racing against them. And then in the second season, it was robot dodgeball was the thing, and you had a new character came in, and then you got Tobot Rocky, Tobot Tornado, and Tobot Vulcan. When they were the 3 characters from the second season. Now I haven't actually got any toys from the second season. Well, I've got a mini Rocky, but I haven't got any of the big characters. They also had 2 combiners in the second series. They had Champion, which was a couple of figures from the first season who combined together, and then you had Magma 6, which was all 6 characters from the first 2 seasons combined together. Anyway, then they went on to season 3, and season 3 was different characters to the seasons 1 and 2, which was quite good. And it was based on a robotic competition, and this is kind of like an obstacle race around these courses where you have to go over loads of obstacles. And again, it was the same sort of thing. You had this champion who was a bit of a bad guy, and he was basically sabotaging the competition to win, and it was this kid fighting against going up against them and winning a battle against them. But actually season 3, I really like season 3. I think it's the best season out of the 3. So if you just go on to, they're all 3 seasons are on YouTube. I suggest you go on to YouTube, check out Tobot Athlon season 3, and the final episode is absolutely amazing. I've got it on my favourites list. Absolutely brilliant episode. Anyway, so there's only 3 toys that came out for Tobot Athlon season 3, and I've already reviewed 2 of them. So going back through my KTRT reviews, we got review number 112, which was done on the 16th of May 2017. I got this guy. I got Metron. Now Metron, he's big, he's beefy, he's got lots of clicky joints, but he also has bicep and thigh swivels, which is unusual for a KTRT. He also transforms into a train, which is really good. So I got him. And then on review number 127, the 21st of November 2017, I got Zango. Zango transformed into what is it? A Kia Niro 4x4, like an SUV type vehicle. He's got this cowboy motif going on. He's got like a cowboy hat, and he's got some guns. He's a 6-shooter, so he's pretty cool. Unlike Metron, this guy hasn't got any intermediate articulation. That's very typical of Tobots. That's what Tobots are generally like. They're they're big, they're shiny, lots of ratchet joints, basic articulation joints, but nothing in the way of intermediate articulation. I mean, they don't even have moving heads. The heads are fixed. I mean, come on. But anyway, so I got Zango. So that left 1 character out. 1 character from season 3 who I hadn't got. And I finally decided, I'm going to go for him. So this month, when I bought him, and yeah, so before I actually show you the figure, I just want to have a quick look at his box. So there we have Ambulun's box. It's got the Korean Hangul writing, and then they make a thing about his free modes. If you go onto the back, yeah, lots of really cool artwork. You've got this picture of him here in robot mode with his helicopter blade on his backpack. You can't actually, the toy can't actually do that, and that's one thing I hate about these Korean toys, where they show you this artist impression, which is usually CGI artwork from the film, of the toy in a certain pose, and when you get the toy, you can't actually replicate that pose. That really annoys me. So yeah, you got some stuff on the side there. Yeah, so yeah, big box, shiny back to it, and yeah, typical Tobot box. So yeah, so now I've got this guy. Now this is Tobot Athlon Ambulun, and he's the third member of the season 3 Tobot Athlon figures, and this is him in his alt mode. And as you can see, it's a big chunky orange mountain rescue vehicle. And now, before I go any further, I want to just point out something. Now, I think this alt mode looks a hell of a lot like this guy, like Armada Red Alert, and they are kind of similar. And also, this figure, Armada Red Alert, got a repaint into like an orange and white color scheme instead of the red and white, and it actually looks color-wise more like this. I obviously haven't got that version of the mold, but I just thought I'd point that out. I think they do look kind of similar. But his vehicle mode is, it looks like it's based on like a Hummer H2 or a H3 or possibly some kind of big Jeep. So it's, you know, it's got that big front end. It's got like bull bars. It's got transparent lights. It's got some painted grills. It's got some mirrors. It's got a light bar on the top. It's got very big wheels that pinned and spin extremely well. Big painting on the mud guards and the sills and that. And you get around the back, it's got blacked out windows, it's got lights, and a rescue thing on the back. There we go. And yeah, so it's big, it's heavy, it's large, and it's a really great looking truck. Now this is his vehicle mode. Now he does come with an accessory. He comes with this thing, which spins round and has a double-ended right-angle peg at the end. And on top of the vehicle mode, there is a peg-in port, so you plug it in there, and it's some kind of thing sticking on the top of the vehicle. Now this peg is like octagonal, so you can stick it on any number of different ways, or at a slight angle if you want, and also you can stick it on like that if you want. But anyway, so that's an accessory that comes with. He also comes with the mine car. Come on. Come on, yeah, there we go. The mine car. Now this comes in use later on when we get into robot mode. So anyway, vehicle mode. It's great, big, chunky, nice big car. Brum brum brum. Yeah, lovely. Now this guy is unusual in that he's a triple changer. He's got 3 modes. Yeah. So from vehicle mode, let's get to his secondary alt mode or tertiary mode. So you go around the back and you pull this thing out like so. You then turn that round, flip those bits back, and there's these little winglets that you flip down on the side like so. And then there's these other wings which turn up there, And there we go. And that makes the back of the vehicle mode. Now, next thing, you take the wheels and you fold them down, like so, right? And then finally, you get this thing, stick it in the top, and then fold out the blades. And there we have Ambulun in his helicopter mode. Yeah, I kid you not, this guy has got a helicopter mode. It's a bit ridiculous in a 4x4 vehicle with hover pads, a tail and rotor blades. Yeah. It obviously goes with his mountain rescue theme, because, you know, mountain rescuers, they use helicopters quite a lot for people who are lost in the mountains. Makes sense that he'd have a helicopter mode. So yeah, it's a thing, it does that. It's a triple changer. A bit silly, a bit ridiculous. In the show, I think he only transforms into the helicopter mode, I think 2 or 3 times throughout the season, and he doesn't appear until I think episode 2 or maybe even 3 of the show, Ambulun. So yeah, bit of a funny gimmick, but yeah, it's like that. He does that. So anyway. So let's go into robot mode. So we just need to basically take this guy back to vehicle mode so we can transform him better. Come on, you stupid thing. That all clips back together to form that thing. Then you flip them down and then you fold this thing back up. And then you push it back in, like so. Right, so to transform this guy into robot mode, get the front of the vehicle, and then you pull those bits out. Then angle the front down, and then fold out the legs, like so. Now, there's a heel spur there and a heel spur there. You can pull out. And then you can fold the wheels into the back of the legs to fill them out. And then just bring those down. Then you move to the front. Now, you pull the arms out, like so. Fold up the fists, the forearms in, and pull out the fists. Then you take this piece, unclip it, and then fold it down on a double hinge thing and plug it into place to form his chest. Now, there's one final piece you need to do. Whenever in Tobot Athlon, the robot's mind is inside this thing called the mind core or the mind car. So inside here is like a glowing ball, which is the brain of the robot. And when they transform, the brain lives inside this little car thing which can drive around autonomously. And when they transform, they go into the robot, activate it, and it becomes a live robot. So there's a little flap that you pull up. You get the mind core, you put it in, and then when you push the flap down, these panels flip out of the back. They're spring loaded, and then that allows you to then move the arms without them, colliding with the backpack. So there we have Ambulun in his robot mode, and I really like the look of this thing. He's a really cool looking bot. I mean, you look at him very closely, and he's got a lot of really cool sort of details. He's got these straps around here, like he's wearing a harness, like a harness that people use, or like rock climbers use when they're climbing a rock face, or people when they're scaling buildings or large structures. They'll have a attached to a safety rope, and they'll have a harness around their body to attach them to the safety line. That's what he's got here. He's got these molded strap details on his legs, on his thighs. Lots of, you know, sort of bits, straps and buckles and things all around. And his head sculpt is, it's like a kind of like a safety helmet, you know, like a bump cap or something. So he looks like he's wearing a safety helmet. Unfortunately, the head is fixed, so it doesn't really move. Love the colours on this thing. I mean, I like the colour orange anyway. So he's got, you know, orange, white, black, and a little bit of red thrown in. Very nice colour palette. Articulation, like I said, hasn't got any movement at the head. Shoulders go all the way around with a very noisy ratchet. The arms can go out a little bit. 90 degree at the elbow. The fists sort of hinge in and out a little bit. Nothing at the waist. No waist swivel. You've got leg goes forward, leg goes back. You can do the splits. Now, the knees, normally they fold back to there because the wheel hits the back of the leg. But what you can do, if you fold the wheel out, the leg will go all the way back. So you can get the full knee hinge if you do that. Hasn't got anything on the feet, just got that heel spur, but his feet are cut at a shallow angle, so it gives him a neutral A stance when he's standing on a flat surface. So yeah, he's all right. Now, obviously you've got the accessory. It will fit in his hand. You can wield it like a sword, or if you go round to the opposite peg, you can have it like a gun. And in the show, this thing sort of spins and it shoots like a jet of water when you need to put out a fire or something. And I think you can shoot, you know, like gusts of air and other things out of it. So yeah, it's a multi-function rescue tool, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, so that is this guy, Tobot Athlon Ambulun. He's big, he's heavy, he's chunky, and he's pretty cool. He looks really good, but typical of a Tobot figure, not the most articulated thing in the world. Yeah, no bicep swivels, no thigh swivels, no waist joint, none of that. The head doesn't even move, but that's typical. That's what, you know, Tobots are like. So yeah, now I'm happy because I've now got this is going to be tricky because I've now got all three of the Tobot Athlon Season 3 guys, finally. Tobot Athlon Season 2, I've only got like a minifigure of one of the Tobot Athlon Season 2 figures. I need to get the bigger ones. The reason why I haven't got them already, which I will get into as and when I get them, I'll do a review on that. But that is me for today. I've been TFI Wilderness. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I will catch you all next time. And no, I haven't forgotten about the knockoffs.